take these families, let them have something to feed on, let them have something to. Nobody's even talking of 3 square meal. I saw a video on one of the social media platforms today, and it was like a documentary by one of the very popular foreign media, and they went to the market to speak to the people. And this was not just the regular shouting to camera that people do. This was a proper documentary, and people were talking, people were releasing fact. In fact, somebody I was having a conversation with Shil, my colleague, this afternoon, and I showed him where somebody told me that to clear a particular brand of car, 2019 model of that car now is about 9.5 million to clear the car, not to buy, not to just to clear it. And then the person was like, oh, if you don't even clear it on time and then your vehicle gets into demurrage at the wharf, you pay a certain amount of money every day. And then he listed the prices or the cost of clearing goods, cars, and I'm like, wow. So you literally spend ×2 of what you used to buy in a second hand of that same car this time last year to clear the car, not even to buy the car, not to ship the car in, just to clear it. I mean, it's a lot of problem, and you expect the government to be proactive oftentimes, and this is not peculiar to Nigeria alone, rather. I think it's an African thing. African leaders are naturally reactive. When something happens, that I remember when Ebola started, a lot of people often feel like, oh, it started from Liberia. No, it started from Congo itself. And I remember there was a documentary that I watched then, and there's been, scientists have been sending messages to the government that, oh, there's going to be so and so, and the government felt like, well, let's sort this out. And before they knew what was happening, if you go check, even years after, countries like Nigeria and Liberia and all of that have been cleared of Ebola, in Congo is still ravaging. It's still really ravaging there, because the government of these countries have always decided that let's see what happens. I mean, residents in Ibadan today protested for harsh economy because the people can barely even survive in a country that has democracy, in a country that is not even switch of political party. Mr. President said he's going to continue from wherever the immediate past president Muhammadu Buhari stopped. And so you ask yourself, are we better than we are last year? Maybe. I mean, the cost of goods in the markets, how much is the dollar today? I think as it is about 1,720 naira to $1. And you ask yourself, almost on daily basis, almost like, when you are checking scores of a football match on your phone, once you refresh, all these new scores will come up. That's exactly how the dollar is right now. You refresh and the new prices are coming in, and you ask yourself, is it that the government cannot do something to these things on the short term, on the long term? If government is making plans, long-term plans, investment. I remember when the whole issue of MDGs or Vision 2020 was out there. That's around 2011. We felt like, oh, it's 9 years. Nigeria would recover before there, but Nigerians don't even want those long plans anymore. Nigerians want to feed. Nobody's even talking of 3 square meal. I'm not even talking of balanced diet now. I'm talking about people being able to put food in their mouth. Just the basic of it. Just make your children look at you and feel proud that, hey, this person is my father and is doing enough. It's tough. Everybody's speaking so hard, and the fact that the farms are not even accessible, the fact that people can barely even travel, the fact that people can barely afford the basic commodities. If you put on generator in your house now, it's almost like it's a luxury to on gen, because you buy fuel for about 700 naira, and then people look at you like, okay, you have money, you've on your gen for like 10 hours, and you're wondering. Well, I was supposed to have the Zona, our coordinator of the Nigerian Labour Congress, join me on the show today, but I got a message a few minutes ago that he's caught up in a meeting. There's been a lot of talk about labor, the NLC, the tripartite committee that was set up by the presidency. Well, the national president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, Comrade Joe Ajiri, has been in the news 2 weeks ago. Last week, he's been talking, and we're waiting for the rules of engagement of the committee, or let me put it this way, the template that are going to work with. Let's see what the NLC will push on ground, and it looks like the idea of fixing the minimum wage, it looks like it's difficult, and this is why. Since the subsidy removal, allocations that have been dropping into states from FARC had almost tripled. I know of the state in the north that get about 2.1 billion as monthly allocation before now, and they're getting about 6 billion now, 5 billion now. So there's a lot of money, even down to the states, down to the local government. There's a lot of money. So I'm asking, why is it difficult for us to reach a logical point in respect to the issue of the living wage or minimum wage, whichever one we choose to call it? Some states in this country are still struggling to pay the 30,000 naira minimum wage. So so when you have a state that is doing the best they can to put things out, hey, some states cannot pay. In fact, one of the ministers in this country couldn't pay the minimum wage when he was governor of the state. Now he's the one in charge of budgets. So we're asking, so when Comrade Joe Ajayi was raising these concerns, I just went back and I'm like, 5 years ago was when we increased this minimum wage. And what is inflation? The index, it's crazy. I mean, we're looking at almost 30% on the average. So if people are collecting 30,000 naira 5 years ago, you collected 30,000 naira last year, 30,000 naira 5 years ago is like 4,000 naira today. If you go and check the inflation rate that we are right now. So you have a family of 4. You have the father. He's got responsibilities also. He's got people depending on him. He's got utilities to pay. He's got house rent to pay, the school fees of the children. He's got so much to do. And how do you expect such person to survive on a 30,000 naira minimum wage that is still being held in this same country? The Commissioner of Information of a certain governor that was seeking for second term came out to say that, oh, my principal was not owing 13 months, it was owing just 11 months. And I'm asking, what is the purchasing strength that 30,000 naira gives you? That's about $18 in a whole month. Hey, there are people that give tips of $18, tips. So a whole month, so that maybe you understand what we're talking about. A full grown man with families and responsibilities is expected to survive on 30,000 naira minimum wage, and it's still being held. So you ask, if we had a budget of 28.7 trillion that was increased, and then the allocation to the National Assembly was also increased, and some certain amount of money, as much as 6 billion, is going to be used to build a motor park, or a car park rather. So you're asking, why is it easy for the allowances of those people to be increased, and the workers that are working Monday through Fridays, that are putting everything to keep the economy running, that are oiling the wheel of the economy, they're struggling to have a decent life? Maybe Lagos, maybe a couple of 1 or 2 other states. That's where I can tell you conveniently that, oh, the workers are well taken care of. In some states, they don't even go. In fact, they said on Saturday, somebody told me that in a state that they told them to stop coming to work every day, so they come to work 2 times a week. So they gave them palliative of 3 days off. So the palliative is not in food stuff, is not in 20,000 or 30,000 naira. The palliative is take 3 days off, so you come to work just 2 times in a week. And so we continue to cripple the economy, and then we continue to allow people that don't exactly have an idea of how economies should be managed to be in charge. Okay, there are protests everywhere, from Niger to Kano to Zamfara to Ibadan, everywhere. Everybody is asking questions. Everybody is telling the government to do the needful. Is that the way out? So if the NLC says they want to shut down, or 27th and 28th of February, the economy is super fragile. So if we shut down the economy for those 2 days, things will only get worse. That's the fact. If you understand how the dynamics of a fragile economy like Nigeria is, every shutdown, it affects every sector of the economy. I'm sure 1 or 2 persons are listening to me right now that understand the dynamics of how these things work. What do you think? 0913-600-0410. My guest is not going to be joining us today. We'll have to reschedule for Wednesday. Okay, so you have to join Sage Babalola for that one. If we continue to make these demands, how is it that the government is acting like they don't listen to us? The policies that are being made, it is not the people made for the policies. It is the policies that are made for the people. So when there's a policy on ground and it doesn't improve the quality of life of the people, it doesn't make life better for them, people are literally dying of hunger. People can barely put food on their tables, and these policies can be reviewed. We don't run a military system of government where they rule by decree. We're flexible enough to readjust and readapt. Oh, this policy, this announcement was made, and in the heat of the conversation, or probably out of excitement, whatever it is, but it's not helping the quality of life of the people. It can be reviewed. The government says that they're not going to open the borders because Nigerians are self-sufficient. That means we can produce enough to make us comfortable. But the farms are not safe, so the farmers cannot even go to farm. My friend, the rice farmer, joined me on the show about 2 weeks ago, and he was telling me that 6 months ago we had a conversation off the radio, and he said if you're not careful, the bag of rice will go as high as 70,000. That's locally produced rice, and as it is in the market right now, rice is 70,000, and he said that about 6 months ago. So you have a station whereby people are taxing farmers before they can access their own farms. Okay, I think the people want to talk. You have the free space, but please, let's make it decent as much as we can. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Yeah, I can. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. My name is Ambrose.
You're welcome.
Last Friday when I was talking, you said people are entitled to their opinion. And your opinion tells you totally entitled to their opinion. Me, you talk of me like you have said. And let me use this person to fail. That we see have light. It is doable.
Transactions in dollars.
Nigerians in consumption, we are not producing. That is been a republic or Nigerian republic producing. Corruption is the bane of this country, and all the government and the presidency, the governors and the local government, they just change their money to dollars. They should ban dollars. Let us see whether Nigeria will not be okay. All the dollars, they will become useless in their hands. Good afternoon.
Pastor Ambrose, thank you very much. Good afternoon. 0913-600-0410. How far would protest take us if we choose to shut down this economy right now? Is it not just going to make things worse for us? I understand the fact that protests are part of our rights. You vent whatever you're not comfortable with, as long as it's done within the demands of the provisions of the law. But you look at where we are right now as a people, as fragile as this economy is, if we shut it down for a day or two. Okay, messages are coming in also, but I want to pick a lot of calls today. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome. Hello.
Mr. Koye, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, good evening. I'm fine. My name is James Ubon. I'm calling you from Oshodi.
Okay, Mr. James, you're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Koye. Mr. Koye, I'm one patriotic Nigerian person you can find, and I'm always passionate about this country, and I want things to really, really, really work out. Okay, but I'll tell you something. On Saturday, I had one small amount of money, and there's this fintech company I always use to save my money. But each time, like we talked about, people watching football score to check live scores every moment. That's the same way I always go and check if the dollar has dropped, it has come down. I kept regretting. When it was 800, 900, 1,000, I was saying, no, this thing will come down. I cannot buy this. I cannot. I kept regretting until I now took that decision on Saturday when I saw, after Thursday it was 1,615 in that fintech company. 2 days later it was now 1,665 naira. I was blaming myself. I had to just take that opportunity and let me not wait for that again, because the way this thing is going to 2,000. I bought it at that rate. As I'm talking to you now, when I went to go and check, maybe you're talking about that stuff. I went to go and check just now, and I saw that it has gone to 1,680 naira, which means 15 naira has climbed on top again. Now, I don't like to do this, but I have no choice, because keeping my money in naira is no longer profitable for me as a person. So now, someone like me now, what do you think I'll be praying for? Do you think I'll be praying that the thing should go down? Because I know I'm going to lose. So it's the reality on ground. The way the thing is going, I don't know if it's, they told us that the CBN government said they're doing everything to stabilize the naira and they're doing everything. But in reality, the way I'm seeing it, I don't think this thing is coming down anytime soon. And it's not just coming down the way it is. It's not even going to be stable. It's also going up. So people just have to, I don't know, find means to survive on their own. Because as it is, our government, let's forget about it. And the one thing that pains me more is that when you criticize, when you complain about what's happening in the country, they will take you for an opposition. So everybody who complains is an opposition. If you talk that, things are not, people are hungry, they will say you are an opposition. So I don't know, is it that people should not talk?
Mr. Ogbon, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Is there a space that exempts the, in quote, opposition from everything that is going on in this country?
That's what I don't understand. That's it. If you listen to, I don't know if you played that soundbite at the beginning. I didn't hear at the beginning. Soundbite that was playing in the morning from Professor Usman.
Yes.
I said it that the way this man is going, they will say the man is sponsored by the opposition. That's what they will tell him because they don't want to. That's it, because they don't want to. They don't want to see him.
Thank you very much. Let me talk. Let me allow other people join the conversation because I'm still maybe now I need to start, looking out for it. Maybe there's a space or there's a fuel station where if you present the membership of your political party, they will sell fuel different from the normal price. Or maybe there's a market where if you identify yourself as a member of party ABC, they'll tell you to carry a bag of rice for 30,000 because whatever is going to happen when the rain falls, it falls on everybody, hot or cold. So I'm not sure whether you're a member of the ruling party at every level, at any level. I don't know, maybe there's any difference. Everybody is feeling the pain right now, feeling really hard actually, not just the regular one. Hello, good afternoon, or good evening rather, sorry. Hello.
Okay, how are you?
I'm fine. I hope you are as well.
Okay, thank you. Fine, thank you.
I just asked you, are you fine also?
Yeah, I am. I'm managing.
Okay. Let's just stay in between. I'm good. You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, you see one thing, First of all, I'm sorry to use this word. I'm very sorry. For me, in my own opinion, you see, we are just in for it. Because one, the government, they never believe that we have problems. Because the other time when the NSA and other ministers had meeting with the chief of staff, when they came out of that meeting, they all agreed that there is no food shortage. Isn't it? But they never believe that there is hunger. This is number one. So when you have a principal that never believes that you have a problem, then there won't be solution to a problem. This is number one. Number two, in terms of economy, as we speak, most of our problem now is economic. It's not even in terms of security, as far as I'm concerned. Because as we are speaking today, if you need 100,000 bags of any grain in Lagos, you get it. But where is the purchasing power? Hello?
I'm with you.
You understand? Now, we have a CBN that since inception of this government, we never have MPC meeting. Do they have any MPC meeting? Okay. Okay. Is there any meeting on monetary policy? So we have no even economic direction as far as I'm concerned. You understand? And we have a CBN governor who said that he's not a magician to fix that problem. So when you look at it completely, we are just hopeless. Honestly, as far as I'm concerned, are hopeless. There is nothing we can do. We can only pray.
There's a lot that we can do, and it's about understanding the basic principle of governance. It's about the people. Any policy that does not make life better for the people is not worth it, because, like I said, the laws are made for the people, not the people made for the law. So the policies are supposed to be made to better the life of the people, not the other way around. So when you make a policy and it's obviously biting harder than you expect, everybody has reached. There's a level at which you can endure certain things, and then people start taking laws into their hands, which we totally kick against. But when the people cannot carry out that basic responsibility of providing for their families, and it becomes really tough. I've been in this life for a couple of years now, and I understand that yes, when there's transition of government, there's always going to be those early teething period where the government will want to establish their own policy, put their foot on the ground to get things going and all of that. But this is a government of APC to APC. So you'd expect that if they say that governance the continuum, then it shouldn't be this difficult. People should not be struggling this hard to put food on their tables. The basic of it. People don't even want luxury. Okay, you can also call in and drop your messages. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Your name and where you joining us from?
Okay, my name is Christian. I'm calling from Olivia Papa.
Okay.
Actually, my own contribution, in fact, only God led us in this country. Okay? Only God, Almighty God, will do what help us in this world country. Like what he said that somebody told about 6 months ago. The person predicted that bag of rice will soon become so rich also 7,000 naira. Okay, if I may ask, how will a man with a wife and about 2, 3, 4 children take care of his family? Look at house rent of there. Look at NEPA bill of there. Look at NEPA bill of there. Not to talk of those some of that they are paying 1,000 naira. Even in some state governments are owing them 30,000 naira. What will 30,000 naira do in this present situation? Okay. Have you observed that there are more beggars now? Let me even use Lagos now. Let me not generalize. There are more beggars now in Lagos. There are more beggars now. People begging to eat okay, in Lagos. Begging to eat in Lagos okay. Look at people losing their what? Their job. In fact, the only thing I would just say is let the mercy of God speak for us. If there's anyone that we have committed that make that God is releasing to Nigeria. God should have mercy upon us and save us. That's my own contribution. God bless you.
Thank you very much, and God bless you too. I've always said this over and over again. There's a place of prayer, which is quite understandable. There's also a place of responsibilities. As long as we voted people into office, clearly define responsibilities for them, feeding on taxpayers' monies, then they should do their jobs. There's going to be the place of prayer. Prayer will not build infrastructures for you. Prayer will not keep your citizens safe. The people are saddled with responsibility of doing such. They should do it. You cannot replace responsibility or accountability with prayer point or prayer request. It doesn't work that way. God is not mocked. It's as simple as that. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
You're welcome.
Mamu.
I can't get you clearly. Your name and where you calling from?
My name is Austin. I'm calling from
Mr. Austin from Mamu Wodofi.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, go on.
Thank you. You are doing a great job.
Thank you.
Yes, okay. For 2 weeks now, I've not listened to your station or any other station because I found out that we are not ready. The day we are ready, we will enter the street. Me, I'm ready to enter the street. Me, I'm ready at any time. Today we are ready. I think we are going to shave these guys off their position. Because I believe the only way this can work is everybody, the people that call themselves leaders of Nigeria, because to me they are not leaders. If they can be able to send their children back here, then tell them to, if they cannot receive their salary whereby they have been paying 50K starting from the governor and down, the president and teammate of everybody. Because we see the complaint and the person our finger every now and then, and these men they are hearing it. Yes, every month salary allowance for allowance they are doing nothing. Today we are serious. We will take our destiny because these people are most especially some of our religious leaders tend to be, you must go and fast and pray. Fast and pray for the person that is not even serious to change. What is there if the president? Let me believe the president. If my local government chairman come out to say this is what I'm receiving and this is what I want to lay down my life to my community, to my constituency, to the local government that I'm governing. But none. Because they on radio, we talk, lament, shout, and that the people are.
I'm struggling to hear you, and I would appreciate if you can, reach us back 0913-600-0410. A couple of years back, I was part of a team that did like a little documentary around the strength of some of the agro-based states. And one of the things I found out many years ago is the fact that there's hardly anything that is being grown anywhere in the world that does not have a place it can be grown in Nigeria. For instance, your foreign apples, the red, the green, those apples are grown freely, easily on the plateau. I've been to farms where those apples are being like regular, that are grown like at the backyard of people, just casually. So, and I keep wondering, if we happen to be a country with so much potential in terms of land, unused land, unoccupied land, and we're talking about food shortage in 21st century, in 2024, we're still talking about food shortage in Nigeria. Then I'm wondering, what exactly have we planned for? What exactly did we, have we put up in place in terms of agricultural policies? The Minister of Agriculture, what have they done over time? Farmers are still complaining of shortage of fertilizers, that the ones that even in the market, they cannot afford to buy them. So, when we say let's pray, good, we pray. But there are people that are saddled with the responsibilities of making this country better. What do they do? Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Can you hear me?
I'm hearing you loud and clear.
Okay.
Yes, I like you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I think Nigerian, we are making a kind of continual mistake. I think we need to have an independent body, that whoever that be the president of this country, after his tenure, that committee, an independent committee must scrutinize him and praise him to the status or the position of how he left the country. So a lot of them will just bastardize the economy and they will go like that. I listened to Professor Iɣᴜᴜᴛ, your session played this morning, which analyzed how President Muhammadu Buhari bastardized the economy. But by and large, nothing happened to him. He has gone, and we are suffering it. So I think whoever that is the president of this country, he should never go scot-free. He must be accountable to whatever he did for this country. I think Nigeria need to we need to correct our mistake. It's a mistake we have been doing all along, and we need to correct it. Then you see, another issue is this. I want to use this medium to appeal to our president. Now, in Yoruba language, they said, "Tᴜɪ̀ᴜᴜᴜ fine. You say subsidy is gone. Well, there's no solution or no remedy for that subsidy. Fine. Now we are now suffering for inflation. Nobody wants the subsidy, but by and large, the cabal that benefit from this subsidy, nothing happened to them. They are enjoying their looters. While common people, Nigerians are suffering it. That is one side. But my own position now is, let our president do the needful in revising his condition. There's nothing wrong in importing food to this country for an interim point. Let him fill the market with food so that Nigerians will be cautioned with this what is it called, with this inflation. So there's nothing bad about that. You flood the market with food, but at the same time, let you focus. Every other thing should be suspended. Let me focus on our refinery. The moment our refinery, the Port Harcourt refinery, any of the refinery is working, then we can bring the petroleum price down. So that the tendency, the benefits of governor is for his people. The first of all paramount of his people is the convenience of the people. Nigeria is suffering. You say you have our foreign reserve is going up. Foreign reserve is going up for who? When Nigerians are suffering. You understand? So I'm appealing to him. I know he's not the one that bastards our economy. You understand? But the issue, no, Nigeria is suffering. You know, if you don't fight today, I know that you can fight tomorrow. It's agenda, you cannot be suspended. You can continue.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. 09136000410. Hello, good evening. I'll read your messages. Let me pick this call. Hello, good to have you join us on the show today.
All right, good evening, Mr. OPEYEMI. My name is Solomon. I'm calling from Ijora.
Mr. Solomon from Ijora. Yes, I can hear you very well.
Oh, okay, awesome. Thanks. I don't know if there is a particular topic at hand at the moment, but I think the whole conversation has generally been around the situation of the economy of the country. I listened to the political roundtable yesterday. I wanted to, I tried calling in, but I wasn't able to get through. Now, let me start from the statement, the soundbite that Mr. Fuad played yesterday from Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ Mr. Tᴏɪᴛᴛᴇʀ SAN, that talks about, how the IMF is advising the government on, removing the subsidy on petrol completely, increasing the electricity tariff and all of those things. But he said something very charming that I think IMF, they are meant to be focusing on as against, advising Nigerians or advising the government on how they can, go about their own economic policy. He said that there is a loan, which is about $3.5 billion that IMF gives to Nigeria, and they can't find in the book of either Nigeria or the IMF. I think they have that problem to deal with as against handling or focusing on our current economic situation. Now, on the soundbite, Spanish, I actually do a fact check on some of the things that he said, which is regarding US subsidizing the price of food. And, completely not true, or at least from what I saw, about 57% of the counties in the US have, they don't have taxes on food. So that statement to an extent is somewhat valid. And I guess, I didn't read the details why, they did that subsidy. I guess it has to do with the peculiarity of the different situations they have in those counties. Where am I going with all of this, my conversation? I want the president and people in position of leadership to understand that that position that they are holding is not for them. Is not solely to better their lives, but instead the life of the people of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Professor Usman said something that I think we should pay attention to. I grew up knowing the Northerners having some strong loyalty for their traditional rulers, and he said that when their traditional rulers are speaking, they should listen, because their traditional rulers have become clear all of a sudden, trying to appease to their people. I think, and he said something that is not so much worried about what the people now will do to the political class, but instead what they might do to the country. We don't want a complete breakdown of rule and order. Ibadan protest, nobody saw it coming. I don't think there was any announcement prior to now, but it happened all of a sudden. People are suffering. The government should understand that it is not about who is able to test a policy. It is not about who is able to withstand a policy. There is a limit where you put people to, and they will have to just face it. Government should understand this thing. People are literally suffering. I, as a person, I'm not doing bad. But I can tell you, Mr. OPEYEMI, that in this couple of months, I know what is happening to me. I know I'm surviving. Again, we just have to do what we can do. But how many people are able to do that? Mr. Fᴏʟʟᴏᴡ says something, that those that are in the middle class have been pushed to the lowest of class, and those that were previously in the lowest class are always going into extinction. There is a limit. There is a limit to what humans can take. Government should understand this thing. If at all we don't know anything for sure, based on the people that surround the president, Professor Osmani said something that at least they sent the excellency wife to him, the first lady to him. Yes. That he, at least we hope that the first lady is telling him the truth. Nigerians are not smiling. We don't want a complete breakdown of rule, law, and order in this nation.
Thank you.
These are just my few contributions.
Thank you very much. You said a lot. On Facebook, Oluwafemi Benjamin Ibeko is talking, and he said, I heard that there was a massive protest today at Otta. Okay, it's like it's getting out of hand. May God help us. Okay, thank you. Olatunji Anobi on Facebook says, Bola Tinubu. Okay. You said the debate on this should let the president counsel foreign currency transaction in Nigeria. 2, the president should also open the borders. 3, the CBN should allow people to pay dollars transaction through individual Naira cards and account. 4, tell all airlines to collect local currency and allow them to carry money to the home like before. Cancel dollar payment to NNPC transaction, then would survive. Okay, Michael, long one. It says it's unfortunate that we have a government that seems not to want to listen to the cry of the people. I expect that after the Sultan of Sokoto and the Emir of Kano have sent messages through the wife of the president that there's serious hunger in the land. I don't expect that the solution that will come from the president is to burst warehouses. The truth of the matter is that there is food in the country, but the purchasing power is no longer available. The short-term solution, in my view, is to open the borders and allow food to come in so that it can crash the high prices in the market, while looking for solutions to the insecurities that has not allowed farmers to go to their farms. The removal of fuel subsidy, which is the cause of the whole problem and suffering for Nigerians are going through, should have to come back. After all, at least 2 of the 4 refineries that are not in operation. If I may ask, if Port Harcourt and Dangote refineries are working now, Nigerians may not get out of this mess if the political leaders are not feeling what the citizens are feeling. God bless Nigeria and God bless you too. Thank you very much. Ebilade Ambo says, before the removal of subsidy, what we had was a generator-driven economy. Not that anything has changed in that regards, because the power generation, transmission, and distribution is still okay. Whether we like it or not, hydrocarbon still remains the lifeblood of the Nigerian economy. As long as the issues around public power are not properly addressed. What is the price of diesel today? Do you think the business owners can thrive with the present price of premium motor spirit without adding the cost of powering their businesses to goods and services? This is the crux of the matter. The removal of subsidy on petrol in a generator-driven economy is linked or can be compared to economic suicide. Fix the power sector. That should be the prerequisite. But they prefer running from pillar to post like headless chickens. Okay? Bilal the Ambo, thank you very much for that message. 09136000410. Okay, more messages. Okay, calls first. Hello, good evening. Hello. Hello.
Good evening.
Okay.
Good evening.
You're welcome. Your name and where are you joining us from?
My name is Matthias, and I'm calling from Ogun State.
Mr. Matthias, you're welcome.
Yes. I don't want to discuss the issue of MSC because Joe Ajero has failed Nigeria already. We have lost hope only because if you look at the percentage of workforce in the ministry to the private sector, that the difference is just too big. So only we are increasing the salary to how many percentage? So it's nothing. I like I said before, labor unions should join government to improve the economy so that everybody will enjoy it. That's for labor. They coming to the government proper. You see, okay, this is what you get when you surround yourself with party cronies. When you settle yourself with parties faithful. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, our president, is so smart to do such a thing that we have to give sensitive positions to set a quick click because they are party faithful. Don't do that in the economy, in the federal economy like Nigeria. Look at what is happening now. Where Buhari was there, what was the rate of dollars to naira? Before you can say something gone, don't go to the economy there. Make sure the level economy is working, and we make sure that we realize our economy, not use the dollars to do the economy. Look at the problem we have in Nigeria now. Look at cement. Transportation of people is what caused the cost of cement at last about 10,000. They don't have the transport to move this product. Those are the kind of cement has using to be factory. It is because of the transportation that makes cost of cement now to rise up. They don't have money to buy diesel. It's expensive. There is no light. Most companies they are closing down. What do we now do as Nigeria? We have 3 million thousands of students living in institutions every year. Where are they going to work? Look, it's unfortunate that we have to find ourselves in such a situation, but we don't even have solution. This government, like I said before, has no policy, no direction. If a government that has direction, policy, set up something, it will make sure that all the important cards within the economy is dropped. Let us go for our local made cars. We have more than 5 people who make cars in this country, as many cars in this country. Not just relocate alone. We have not. We have other ones. Even Dᴏᴜ is manufacturing car in this country. I've seen it. If we can do away with all these foreign made cars, instead of all, the pressure, the pressure that on the naira will reduce. That's number one. Number two, what can Nigeria do? Budgeting so much amount of money for the rest of cars. When Nigeria they are breaking down, you see Nigeria is not breaking down. There are people breaking down the neck of Nigeria. The only solution for this is one. Dangote refinery should work immediately and let diesel roll into the economy so that manufacturing industry can see diesel to do their product so that product can come out. Number two, light. Light is the light wire of any economy. Power is the light wire of any economy. We must find solution to power. I don't want to go to the position side because I go to the because I'm sorry, Obi went as far to go and check how Egypt grow their light. Power. What is wrong with us? We have to do all this so that we know the solution to this economy. We are just how can you imagine today water last 5, tomorrow water last 6, next week water last 7. How are we going to run economy like this? Which is before the year runs out. We are going to this another mind hit 5,000 or 50. How are we going to start from there? It is unfortunate. The Indian government came to a meeting like this. There is no concrete, there is no official statement to say this is what we are going to do to bring that the naira. What the only say he said we are reporting and we are giving a reportation. What is the solution to it? To stop the naira is dropping. I will go like this. Every day by day you hear bad news of naira falling, of dollar increasing. The rice is crazy, everything is crazy. And my wife deal on Nigeria all this wholesale of all these things. Every day by day Nigeria increases their product. All this will increase their product. If you sell anything today now, tomorrow you add money to it to buy again. How are we going to control like this? I'm not going to discuss anything on how to solve the problem. Every day by day. Okay.
Thank you.
And in budgeting, if you want to bring an event that where the economy is fragile, you are projecting 1.5 billion to your wife.
Thank you.
That was the president.
Thank you. I can just allow you to go on and on and on like that. I mean, there are a lot of other people that wants to have a conversation on the show. I'm just wondering if the Nigerian Labour Congress wants to go on warning strike on the 27th and 28th of February, and I'm asking, how much of a devastating effect would that have on the economy? And so, it's should even the government allow this? Should we get to this point in a government where the president promised to listen to everybody? I remember very well the speech of Mr. President when he got sworn in. There were a lot of people were calling on the show, because I remember we analyzed the speech, and then we opened the conversation up, and people were like, "Oh, it's a speech that had a lot of promise in it. It's one of the best they've had in a very long time," and all of that. 9 months down the line, the people that were singing "Welcome, welcome" are already asking questions. So what about the people that did not even sing "Welcome" in the first place? We have a system where things should work. I told my friend over the weekend, I said the United States is just a functional Nigeria. I mean, she got in and they were having a conversation how free the country is, and I'm like, the US is just a Nigeria that is working. It's as simple as that. This country is so if you've lived in Nigeria and you understand what it means to be a free man in your own country, then you understand. I will say it again. The United States is just a Nigeria that is working. It's just a Nigeria that is functional. The people over anywhere in the world, any country, any society that is functional, they don't have two heads. It's about when they say election have consequences, and don't particularly align with that. I think it's a choice. It's a political. People are allowed to have their political choices. Whether it works, it doesn't work. I mean, the worst you can do to your country as a Nigerian is to, because your party this and that, you're like, oh, we said it. No, you can't stay in a place and think, oh, because this party is not the party you voted for, you are happy that things have gotten this bad. No, it's a wrong mentality to have as a Nigerian. Democracy is built if it allows people to decide what they want their political alliances to be like. One more call, I'll take the headline news, then we'll come back and continue the show. Hello, good evening. Hello,
good afternoon, or good evening.
Good evening.
So much how you are moderating.
Your name and where you calling from?
You're on the line with the team of Romans. Oh, my body said, remember, no, here now in Lagos.
Okay.
I so much appreciate the mainland FM, the best station in this Lagos, the best among all.
Thank you.
I thank you for all your cooperations. Please, what we are talking, where comes on, the problem here is because of this removal of this fuel subsidy. Because if you food to come, if you are going to Ogonia to buy, you pay transport more. Well, how much will lead you to that place? Yes, it's very costly. Well, it's very costly. Then you resort to people to go to farm. I think it's when you eat, then you get stamina to go to farm. You'll be hungry and fall inside the bush. It's not let them go to care about the fuel subsidy. They should bring it back. When the something comes back, after those money they remove when they are saving us from the fuel subsidy. Where's the money? Where is the position of those money now? We are still suffering. How can they leave those consumers to continue consuming so that things will be very free for us? Now we're not seeing the money. We are not. We are suffering. Yes, there's somebody who was moving along the one loaf of bread. They snatch him. They rush him and snatch a loaf of bread because they have eaten before. The person is taking home for the people on the road never eat. I bet make president make it bring the fuel something back. That's the most important. If fuel is less, gas less, everything is less. If you want to go anywhere, you can go anywhere. Want to go and get food to the town to eat.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You want the president to bring back subsidy. Well, there was a report by business, one of the daily news, I think one of the dailies last week or thereabouts. I think it should be business there or thereabouts. And there was a conversation around subsidy, and I felt really confused when I read the reports. I mean, we thought subsidy was done and dusted. Well, we take the headline news, we'll come back, we'll continue the program. You're live on mainland 98.3 FM. It's the Situation Room, and I'm reading all of your messages. I'm still seeing a lot of them on our social media platforms. We take as much as we can when we come back on the turn of 5 o'clock. Don't go nowhere.
You're listening to Mainland 98.3 FM.
Headline news on 98.3 Mainland FM.
Good evening. Headline news on 98.3 Mainland FM. My name is Omobola Sandra. Protest erupts in Oyo over soaring food prices and economic hardship. Sheyi Tinubu urges Nigerians to endure trying times. WİKE issues ultimatum to Abuja Technology Village. Land encroaches. NIMET warns asthma patients and others over 3-day haze. On the foreign scene, Alexei Navalny's widow vows to continue his work in the fight for free Russia. In sports, AFCON 2025 preliminary round draw to hold on Tuesday. That's the headline news on Mainland 98.3 FM. Details at 5:30.
Mainland 98.3 FM, your number one radio. Reaching stars, the sound of Lagos.
Broadcast Art Institute Supplementary Admissions 2023-2024. Few vacancies exist in the Department of Broadcast Journalism and Multimedia Technology for admission in the 2023-2024 session. If you scored 100 and above in the 2023-2024 UTME, together with 5 relevant credits, but have not gained admission, you can change over to the Broadcast Art Institute Lagos for National Diploma in Broadcast Journalism and Multimedia Technology. The Broadcast Art Institute is accredited by the National Board for Technical Education (NBTE) to offer national diploma programs in broadcast journalism and multimedia technology. You can visit our campus at number 38 Odofin Street, Igbobu, Ikorodu, Lagos, or call the following numbers: 0806 149 9992 or 0703 713 1166 or 0816 587-1415.
Hey there, tech enthusiasts! Get ready to ignite your world with the all-new Tecno Spark 20.
That's right! The Spark 20 with its stunning display and powerful features is here to redefine your smartphone experience.
We've also partnered with Google and MTN to bring you even more. With the Spark 20, Google apps and loads of free MTN data, your digital life just got smarter and more connected.
Grab your Tecno Spark 20 today and step into a world where style meets technology.
Tecno, stop at nothing.
Official partner of the Africa Cup of Nations 2023.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby investment returns. Make sure to verify the license 700-225-5226, 0800-225-5226 or +234-817-665-6273. Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
What takes a plate of jollof rice to the next level of goodness? Is it when it is cooked with no seasoning cubes for that sumptuous taste? Or when you serve it with correct Nigerian salad, cabbage, carrot, lettuce, and a bit of kidney beans?
It's both. Season your jollof with the rich taste of Knorr cubes and serve with plenty of vegetables. So, go ahead and elevate your meals. Today, eat for good.
The drama, the suspense, the emotions, the gang moments. Don't miss out on Nollywood movies and web series on YouTube with the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN. You can enjoy over 10 hours of Nollywood content made for you. Sharply dial *312*800# to activate the YouTube Buffet plan from MTN and start enjoying YouTube made for you.
As the airwaves they carry our voices, make we let the spirit of love sink, sit on inside our mind. I pray say all the things where our heart they desire, we go make am coolele. God go give us the affection where they make heart beat in sweetness. It no go lost from us. Love, na the melody where heart need to connect well. Una give am to me Every time una tune on our radio, una dey burst my bololo. From me to una, as the concerned citizen wey I be, I love all of una. Una thank you. Because without una, I don't know where for dey o. Una thank you. My name na Eric Lemibe, aka Daddy Swag, wey be concerned citizen of Mainland 98.3 FM.
Meals have a way of taking us on a journey, and when you add plenty of vegetables like efo, ugu, and season with the rich taste of North seasoning cubes, even better.
So, go ahead and elevate your meals with more vegetables and the rich taste of Knorr cubes. Today, eat for good.
The drama, the suspense, the emotions, the gang moments. Don't miss out on Nollywood movies and web series on YouTube with the YouTube buffet plan from MTN. You can enjoy over 10 hours of Nollywood content made for you. Sharply dial *312*800# to activate the YouTube buffet plan from MTN and start enjoying. YouTube made for you.
Hey there, tech enthusiasts! Get ready to ignite your world with the all-new Tecno Spark 20.
That's right! The Spark 20 with its stunning display and powerful features is here to redefine your smartphone experience.
We've also partnered with Google and MTN to bring you even more with the Spark 20 Google apps and low
technology.
Tecno, stop at nothing.
Well, anytime when I cook like this, I dey always sit. Now him make my pikin them, they always enjoy my cooking.
That will get delicious taste. Today
at Mainland.
Welcome back to the show. We have about 20 minutes or thereabouts to say our goodbyes, and then it's been an amazing time on the radio. We're supposed to have the one of the zonal coordinators of the Nigerian Labour Congress to join us on the show today, but we have to reschedule, so you need to join us on Wednesday for that conversation. Well, the Nigerian Labour Congress is proposing a 2 days warning strike on the 27th and 28th of February, if I'm not mistaken. And the question is this: how much more would that drive the economy into much or deeper problems? I mean, we have a fragile economy that every single policy on or off would have an instant response or instant reaction from the both state and non-state actors. Well, Dayo Dada on Facebook, I got your message, but you are accusing me of doing eye service for this government, and then I really don't know where that is coming from, but thank you for your message. Akonji Benjamin Tadi on Facebook says, I think the best thing to do now is to embark on a peaceful and serious protest until President Tinubu reverses the subsidy removal. We are only talking without any action. Dennis Simodi on Facebook says, nobody should protest. Shebi, they said a certain tribe should not vote. They are the ones suffering it the most. They never say anything yet. Okay. You know, that this was an issue I actually addressed before we went on that break. You can't elections would always come. Elections would always go. And the reason why we don't have a one-party system is because you have the choice to decide who you want to govern you, or who you want to preside over you, or who you want to legislate on your behalf. So people should not be demonized on the platform of the political party choices or the political decisions they made. And that's the fact. You may not particularly like what I'm saying, but that's the truth. Elections are gone. We're talking of governance right now. So if you feel because a party or something happened during the election and you feel you want to remain bitter because of that, enjoy your bitterness. But the people that need this country to work well, they would continue to speak truth to power. I mean, why would it say that more suffering is coming to all of them? Because, Dennis, I know you're watching right now. It's a bad mindset to have. And that's the fact. You cannot say because some people voted a party, they should continue to suffer. This whole issue has nothing to do with your political affiliation. It does not even respect your tribal sentiment. When the rain falls, hot or cold, it falls on everybody. Loads of missed calls and messages. I don't know where I'll start reading them from. Hello, good evening. Let's go back to the phone lines. Hello, good evening.
to you, Otéyemi.
Yes, I have 2 minutes to talk to you today.
Thank you, my dear. You see, I'm expecting the Labour Congress you are mentioning to come on board, but as it's not around now, if the Nigeria Labour Congress want to go on protest, protest is quite different between strike. They are entitled to the right to do so. If federal government promised Nigeria Labour Congress anything, was to agreement is signed to do A, B, C, D. Only the Labour Congress, the federal government must fulfill their promises, and they must be. Because if a Labour Congress, whenever they want to go on strike, they will dialogue with the government and that's the thing. They will save the strike, which we love very dearly. Because the moment they went on strike, economy is being ruined. If they didn't work for 2 days, they may not say, but later, the federal will not pay Nigeria, don't the strike, the so amount of billions, it's not affecting the masses. So for me, if any promise they made, with the labor, the federal government, the state government, they must fulfill that promise. And for we that always call on the radio, we are protesting too. Protest going on in Badana right now. I persuaded if I should protest to Asuro, if Mr. President will allow me to come in, I will tell Mr. President, please, but just maybe for 2 months or just a month, allow us to continue. People are talking of hungry. They want to feed. And if we allow this to come for that period, the state government will do the same thing. I'm telling you, all this, as you are crying, you are shouting, it will mellow that a little bit. The second point I will tell is Mr. President is this. Floating of Naira cause all the wahala we are facing now pertaining to goods. If they hear that this Naira is not much, they will see the prices. Not only food, not anything people say, they will say, Naira has gone up. You must agree that this is. And that floating of Naira cause all this we are seeing now, OPEYEMI. And finally, I want to turn to the Southwestern governor. What are they doing with the food production? What are they doing? They negotiate straight materialize the means. Where is the right? The governor of Osun or Yorùbá will go and you go. They must go back to the land. They must go back to the land. And you have a lot of fighter land, green land. What are they doing with it? It is the government that brought people out of the farm. I'm telling you this, OPEYEMI, go and find out. That is them 3, you got that award. When a friend was telling Nigeria, you had the money, but how to spend. Later they give you got that award. From then, people run from Fle to the city. And some are in Lagos today, they have nothing to do. Instead of people to send their Fle to farm and make money, they are in Lagos running the street. OPEYEMI, let me stop that because it's Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Well, nobody's saying the proposed nationwide strike for 27th and 28th of February, nationwide protest rather by the NLC. But the question is this: should the government even push the people to this point? If we say the economy is fragile, and when there's protest for those 2 days, automatically everything gets shut down. And in a country where we're still having issues with security, and the people take to the street to protest. I mean, when you have things like this, you have to look at the pros and the cons of this situation. What if things just get out of hand and then people just get to the street and then people start looting and all of that? I think the government should understand that this is not the best time to allow the NLC to go on any protest. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying the government should be proactive rather than being reactive. That's exactly my point. The government should look at the cries of the people, the demands. The elites are speaking, the religious leaders are also talking, the traditional rulers are talking, everybody is speaking to Mr. President. I read Sheila's open letter to Mr. President that for someone that on one of the social media platforms this morning, and I read through it. And I felt if all of these people are talking to Mr. President, I believe that the people around Mr. President should be taking this message to him. When the first lady was in Kano some days back, the emir said, hey, we sent a message to the president through his wife. So if he doesn't listen to his essays or his ministers, he should listen to the wife. So the president should also, let the people know what is going on. If the ones that will wait for things to stabilize, the people need 0913 600 0410. Hello, good evening. Helen from?
Yes, this is Dan P. from Igodo. How can you be coming and you are telling us you want to strike for 2 weeks? Then you are going to strike. Is that how they do it before? This is just a lie. You say they have cancelled the strike and protest. Let us come and put back that subsidy. Since last year they got to November till now, everything. So this government, I would say they are afraid. They don't listen to people. That's what I can say. They are afraid and they are ashamed to put back that subsidy.
600-0410. More calls. Hello, good evening. Okay, Mr. Godwin from Ikeja.
I'm very concerned. But still, people don't want to listen to anybody at all. You know, democracy better pass happening now. So what I'm saying is, it's not a different thing.
That's my fear.
And but listen to Nigeria. Listen, at least they do one thing so that every man will come down. But once protests come now, it will be a different thing. Nigeria will say before we enjoy. It's not a different thing. It's not a war. People will never witness war. We pray for war. But when they witness war, like me, I witness war for years upon years. I know what it is. It's not good to witness war. If you witness war, you will not be able to talk. So you people are closer to president or to the you want money to talk to him so that he will rectify.
Thank you.
Because this is what I'm talking about now. What are we talking about now?
Thank you very much. And that's actually the fear I've been raising. It's okay for us to take to the streets and express what we're not comfortable with. But my heart is racing, and this is what I mean. The country is very fragile. A lot of people are angry, a lot of people are hungry, a lot of people are tired, a lot of people are frustrated, a lot of people are not happy with the government. And if this protest starts, do we have enough mechanism in place to control the narrative of the protest? That's the question I want to ask. I mean, it could be as peaceful as it is at the start, and then people can just get into the system and just get the whole thing hijacked, and it becomes something else. It goes out of the control of even the people that are putting up the protest. So I mean, you can't stop the people from protesting, but you can actually give them reasons not to protest. It's as simple as that. People just want quality life. People want to feed. People want to eat food. In a democracy that will. And by the way, when I say that I believe the best form of governance is still democracy, there's nothing wrong with democracy as a form of government. It is the people practicing it that you would fault. There are countries in the world where democracy is working. The American democracy is over 300 years old and it's still functional. So that when I say democracy is still the best form of government, I understand what I'm saying, and this is it. Democracy is a form of government. The people practicing it, the people implementing it are the ones that will decide if the government is good or bad. So there's nothing wrong with democracy as a form of government, but the people practicing it, the leaders that we elect or the ones that we select as appointees, are the ones that will determine whether this form of government is good or is bad. So I have to quickly put that there so that you don't get the wrong information out to the people. I will say it again. The best form of governance anywhere in the world is still democracy. That's the fact. Hello, good evening. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. My name is Manam Bende. I'm coming to
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. But let me first of all disagree with you on the issue of where democracy is. I think you understand. I witnessed when military were in power in this country, where things are now getting worse like this. Now, we heard about the Abacha loot. Now, if you are talking about the loot of this, some of the politicians in this democracy, if you are talking about their loot is even worse than the Abacha. That is just it. Because the government was accused of dictatorship and corruption. And that corruption now is even worse than that of military. So what are we talking about?
But now, let me before you leave this conversation, have you seen democracies that are working in other countries?
Yes, I've seen democracies that work in other countries.
Okay, that's
than even the country.
Okay, that's what I want to establish. So you see now that it's not the form of government that is bad; it is the people administering the government that is bad.
Yes,
exactly.
But it's worse in Nigeria. It works in other parts of the world, but in Nigeria it's worse.
I didn't specify. I just said democracy is the best form of government. It is the people that are practicing it that will determine if it is good or bad. Go on with your contribution.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. You see, like I told you, I traveled from here to Kano to vote in 2023, February 2023 last year. But now, my wife asked me a question 3 days ago. I was ashamed of myself because I told her I wanted to travel. She told me, I left home not quite too long. What am I still traveling to? But I didn't tell her the truth. But when I discovered that, no, she's my wife, let me tell her, I told her that I cannot vote in Lagos. I have to go to village and vote in Dakata local government. Do you understand? Or Kano State. So now, my question is that, is this a crime? Look at how all of us, both those are both for this government and those are not both for this government, we are just living like refugees in our own father's land, in our own country, including you also that represent this issue that you're speaking with us now. Are you not living like refugees? Before, if I give my wife 10,000 to cook stew, that stew may take us 3-4 days. But now, if I give her 15,000 sometime, she will tell me that it is not enough. I have to pay her. Even now, to get that 15,000, where am I getting this fellow? This government, to be honest to ourselves, since I became of age in this country, I have never seen any government that is even worse than that. We voted for this government to come and correct the wrong of former President Muhammadu Buhari, but not knowing that this government is going to be worse than this. Okay, now the current government can tell us that 9 months is not even okay for them to achieve only one single thing. Only one, not even everything. Single one thing that this is what we have achieved for 9 months. However, that apart from the removal of subsidy, which is killing Nigeria, they didn't achieve anything at all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Well, 0913-600-0410. I can still squeeze in one more call. If you leave this call, I will just speak for. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Please. I hope you are hearing me.
Yes, I can. Your name and where you joining us from?
Yes, I've called you once. I just want to second your point.
Okay.
Because I like this, but I want to second you on your point, and we will use this to appeal to our president and even the people in power. Protest is not safe now. Protest, I second Mr. OPEYEMI, because now we are facing insecurity. A lot of bandits they are in the bush, kidnapping our people. You know, every day you hear kidnapping. Not talk of we have protests in the town. So please, they use all possible means to stop the protest from NLC. You know, because we don't want any bad occurrence. Let me use that word. Secondly, let me ask, the issue of floating and naira, if it's not benefiting us, why can't the government reverse it? And now, Mr. OPEYEMI too, please, let me ask you whether you know the position, the whereabouts of our, the position of our refinery. Because we are now in February. The Port Harcourt refinery, as you said last year, they said it's going to work by December. Now, the February is going to an end. So, is it President Tinubu to come out and tell us the position of people? Nigeria want to hear from him. You know, is the government is for the people, and like you said about democracy, we are saying the democracy in Nigeria is upside down. Is democracy supposed to be government by the people for the people? But this one is government for the elite. They are making the people poor and poorer. Have a nice day. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. That will be the last call I'll pick on the show today. If we leave the calls, we'll not even leave here, and we're really pressed for time. I want to appreciate everyone, and I made the show eventually turn out the way it did, because we were supposed to have a guest, and then, we got a message that is caught up in a meeting. And okay, loads of messages on Facebook. I can't read all of them, but there's a particular one here, Case Holy. I'm sure you're watching right now. And I will kindly appreciate if you can read your comments very well, and just make proper word of what you sent. I mean, you just said I'm one of the very biased journalists in Nigeria, that I can collect brown envelope, that my reporting is biased with religious and tribe, and that if I have the freedom to vote, I should vote for criminals, drug lord, a man everybody knows as a criminal. And you said all of that. Case Holy, Have a very good evening. And to everyone listening and watched us on all our social media platforms, I say thank you for spending time with us today. God sparing our lives. Tomorrow by 4 o'clock, I will be back in the Situation Room, and I want to sincerely appeal to everyone, especially the people around Mr. President. Do the best you can to make sure that the nationwide protest that the NLC is scheduling for 27 and 28 is sorted out. The country is really fragile right now, and we cannot afford any single breakdown of law and order. Thank you very much. My name is OPEYEMI AKINYODE. Big shout out to everyone that reached out, the calls, the messages. Apologies for the ones we couldn't pick. We'll be back tomorrow. Have a very good evening.